Hello and welcome back to my channel. This video is the second video of the video series where I'm transforming a e-mountain bike to a fat tire version. I have explained the background of the project in the earlier video, and if you want to see that video, please check it from there. Now we are here on the Wilkis weldings and we are going to start the actual modification. Henry Wilki is the owner of the company and he will do all the professional work needed in this project.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Hello everyone, welcome to our workshop, and today we're going to start to do the modification for this nice Focus bike background here and start to cut it apart, and let's see what happens after that.
I'm going to use this Schwalbe Almighty 26 times 4.8 inch tire for the measuring the maximum size for the rear fork. This is quite big tire, and when this tire fits in the bike, then I'm very happy.
Okay, first we're going to take the pressure out the suspension so we can see the travel length back here for the frame, and after that we start to take everything apart and start to cut it down.
Yeah.
We can now measure and see.
Yeah. So there is that much space when the suspension is completely down.
So we have plenty of room to fit that new tire there.
Okay, we saw that the closest part is this one and we don't want to get out of this. So if the tire doesn't fit, then we are going to lengthen a little bit this whole fork. But we will see that when we have taken the fork apart, and we will measure it with the fat tire.
Okay, I think we need to take the chains also apart.
Yeah,
Rings make some noise. These need to be. You have to change these also, so we don't have to worry about these bearings now when we start to cut this and weld this. These are going to be changes anyway, so we are not going to take it off now.
I have here the new axle and a broken hub that we can use for measurement. Yeah.
Now we just need to cut this apart as close the main frame as possible here, and put the axle here and just start to measure. Test the tire here and start to do the new length parts here. Yeah, let's just cut it and let's see what happens. I know how to weld, so if it goes wrong, we just weld it back.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Let's go there. Let's cut it down.
This feels a little bit strange to break down the fork with the tools.
we just need to dimension
Yep.
for this. So
Is it tight enough? It looks like quite loose.
yeah, it's for the measurements, so we have to try this first, how we can get everything on the place.
Is there enough thread in the axle? I guess not.
No, we need to make few more threads.
Yeah. Just few thread more. Okay, let's see. Will it tighten now?
Yes.
Now we can see that we need to lengthen the fork because the tire is too big for the cut.
How much space you want between the frame and tire?
If it's equal how much space we make there, then 1 centimeter would be very good between the frame and the tire. So if I decide to put even bigger tire, then it would fit.
I think we should clean the parts now, and after that start to design what kind of supports we make for this lengthening part. Okay, here we have parts for the bike, and now we going to clean it with laser and do the laser cleaning, take all the paint out, and hopefully we find the base metal under this paint, and after that it's quite ready to weld. Let's see. Okay, we need to make some changes. First round I will take this most thick paint out, and it will leave the primer under it. Now I have settings so it doesn't warm it up too much, and we can take the second round after I clean the first round first. Oh, now we have nice laser marks on the frame also back here. Sorry about that, Lauri.
It doesn't matter. We are going to paint it anyway. Yeah, now all the parts has been cleaned from the welding seam. Now we have installed the linkage spark in the frame, and we are going to test
the tire for the frame.
Yeah, now there's extremely too much, I think.
Yeah, that's a little bit too over 2, but 2 centimeters would be okay for
2 centimeters between the tire
Yeah.
and the frame, and then it's about 1 centimeter there, I guess.
Yeah.
So do you think it's doable?
Yeah, it's doable.
Nice.
What I'm thinking about, should I make small cuts inside this frame and bend these little bit like this to get it straight line to pipe go inside of this and inside of the old one. Just only this like 30, 40 millimeters in the end. Just bend it a little bit inside.
What do you think about aluminium likes when you bend it from here? Especially here is an...
I make a cut and bend it, so it doesn't... This also have small bends like this.
Yeah, okay.
Here. So it's doable like that. Let's see, does it look same? Yeah, close enough. Yeah, looks okay. Now we have to fit the tire back again and have a look, is it even close what we want. Yeah, now it looks okay. So now we will measure the length of the inside pipe and start to cut those pipes.
Yeah. That would be quite strong material for this.
Yeah, should hold.
No.
I think we still have a little bit too much, but it's better than have too less. Yeah, I have to bend it a little bit to get it more inside. Now it have a little bit more room to go there, and I can also fill this everything with liquid aluminium, so might be okay.
Okay, now we have aligned the frame straight in the table, so we can align the fork in the correct position. So here seems to be a little bit over 1 centimeter now.
What do you think? Is it too much or is it okay for you?
Yeah, it's okay for me. At least the cables are easier to route if there is a little bit more space. Of course the bike would be 2 centimeters longer, but maybe that's not a problem. However, it's quite long bike already because of the quite slack head tube angle. Yeah, that's okay position for me.
Yeah, let's measure is it straight or same line than our frame, and I will do the tag welds over here so it doesn't drop out anymore, and we can start to fit some fitments down here. Okay, yeah, we are here ready to weld. I do few tack welds around here, and after that we do the final leveling, check the levels, everything is lined up together, and yeah, let's see what happens after a few tacks. This is some different material than this new filler, so it's really difficult to weld together, but let's see what happens after a little bit cleaning and few tacks more. Now we can do final measurements. Look, is this same level this rear wheel than this
Seat post.
I believe so. And after that we can start to put some fittings down here.
Now there are some tags in all the 4 positions, and now we are going to check the measurement.
Measure 4 times is better than welded 2 times. There is 0.5 millimeter difference after weld than before weld.
Okay.
So it's quite straight.
Yeah, I guess that it's into tolerance. Yeah, the weldings looks like this. Now they are just tags, and in the next phase we are doing the real welding, and we are going to add some material also in the seams. Okay, now we have done a support here so that it doesn't move when it hits, and now we are cleaning the welding seams a bit, and these new cut parts also with the laser again, and then it's ready for final welding. Okay, now all the seams have been cleaned and the fork is ready for the final weldings.
Yeah, I will cut small pieces over here and over here to support this link here, and I will fill all the left spaces. I think I can do this also, just fill it, make some bridges between the caps and follow the original frame line and just make it all seam so it will hold also here. Make small support here, just bigger seam, not filling it with more material, just wheeler fire. Also here I will fill everything with wheeler fire because this aluminum plate is inside of this pipe here, so it will support it, and I just put seam all over the place, and I'm sure it will hold enough for this job. About the heat treatment for this part, we are not going to do it because we are going to weld it all over the place, so this whole piece is going to be really warm, so it doesn't need heat treatment. After that there is no stress or stretch places because it's going to be under the heat whole place. But if we do just one seam like this, if we only weld this, we want to heat treat this area so it doesn't shrink that much, but we are going to keep this whole piece in the heat all the time, so it doesn't need to be heat treatment afterwards. It will hold, I'm sure.
Now we have here the support pieces.
Yeah, now the supports are tacked in, so we can start and get it fully seamed. So
Okay.
let's weld.
Yeah.
Yeah, welding is done and now we have to grind the seams a little bit down and we are almost ready for test drive. Yeah, I think the grinding is ready. Also take a little bit these filling seams down so it doesn't look so bad, but I left most of the welding seams here to support the frame so it will hold better. Let's do some little bit laser cleaning so we can get the black out of here. It's not the most beautiful, but it will hold. I'm quite sure.
Okay, now I'm back on my own garage and I'm going to do the final fixes and some part replacements. The chain goes pretty close to the tire and also the chain line is quite straight even when it's on the biggest sprocket in the rear. As you see, when I drop the chain to the smallest sprocket, it's quite oblique. I think that I need to switch the chain ring in the other side of the spider. It also means that I need to take some material off from the crank again and it will weaken the crank. But as I said in the first part, if the crank doesn't last, then I'm going to buy some other cranks. And after I have switched the chain ring to the other side, the seal doesn't fit anymore. I need also to put the screws backwards so that the alignment works as it has been planned. I have made this special tool for the chain ring bolts. Okay, the chain ring bolts are not tightening and it means that this part is too long. I need to put something there instead of the shield, or I need to replace the bolts to the ones where the pipe is shorter. Okay, I'll put these small washers under the bolts. I guess that then I manage to tighten the bolts tight enough. As we see, the crank hits the bolt and even the chain ring. So I need to remove the crank again and take some material off from there. Now it looks like this and this, and now I'm going to test if it fits and if it hits the chain ring or the bolts. Again, it was 40 newtons. And now it doesn't touch the crank. Yeah, now there is plenty of space between the tire and the chain. And also the chain line looks better now. Okay, now the chain line has been fixed. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the rear tire to summer tire, and then I need to replace the brake disc because in my other fat bike the brake disc is 180 millimeters and it's enough big for me, but I didn't find any adapter for 118 millimeters for this frame. So I guess that I need to replace the brake disc every time I want to switch the tires between this frame and my other fat bike frame. Or then I need to install 200 millimeter brake disc also in my other fat bike. Okay, now I have here the 200 millimeters brake disc and the magnet sensor for the Bosch system and this summer tire. And now I'm going to put this tire on its place. There is a lot of pressure currently because I did the tubeless setup and the sealant needs to be going in its own place. Even this tire is also 26 times 4.8. It's still a lot of smaller than the Schwalbe Almighty winter tire. Okay, now I guess that the rear end is ready and everything is ready here. Of course the painting hasn't been done yet, but I want to do a lot of test rides before I'm going to paint the rear fork. As I presented in the part 1, I'm going to use this Manito Mastodon Pro fork. I have serviced this fork, and originally in this fork there was 120 millimeters travel, but in this fork there is possibility to change the travel. If you want to get 130 or 140 millimeters of travel, you just need to remove some spacers from here. There is also possibility to change the travel to 150 millimeters, but then you have changed the parts. Now when here the travel is a little bit less than in this original fork, I measured that the fork is about 2 centimeters shorter than the original one. It will steepen the head tube angle a little, but the original head tube angle here is 65 degrees. So if it changes 1 or 2 degrees, it's still quite modern geometry. And if it changes too much, then I have the possibility to take 1 centimeter more here by buying one part here and replacing it in this fork. But now it's time to replace the fork. Now everything is tuned, and I guess that now it's time for hard testing rides. I think that I'm going to do several testing rides with these tires and also with the narrow tires. Maybe I can find also a race where I can participate with this bike on the narrow tires, and maybe we could get also some footage of that. The rear fork needs to be repainted, but I'm not gonna do that before I had done a real hard testing, because it's easier to see if there is any cracks or something like that now when there is no paint. This was the second part of the video series where I'm transforming the full suspension e-mountain bike to a full suspension e-fat bike. In the part 3 I'm testing the bike in different conditions and with different tire setup, and there will be also the summary of the project. So if you liked this video, please press the like button. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do that also. And please remember to press the bell button to get the reminders of my new videos. Thank you for watching. Bye!